How much money you save or spend is a result of habit. And believe it or not, that's good news because that means you can trick yourself into saving more and spending less. Let me show you how. Number one, stop, drop, and wait. Create a mandatory waiting period for new purchases. I can't tell you how many times I've avoided sticky situations that would have led me to overspending, overconsuming, and probably regretting the decision to buy. But a very effective psychological trick that helps prevent regrettable impulse purchases is waiting. Some experts suggest you wait a week or as long as 30 days every time you feel compelled to buy. Others advocate for the $100 a day rule, which suggests that you wait 1 day for every $100 you spend. Not gonna lie, I feel like I've done that a few times without even realizing it, but at the very least, just sleep on it. By forcing yourself to wait, whether it's overnight or longer, you're guaranteed to save more and spend less. Number two, think of price in hours. It's really easy to get wrapped up in the treat yourself mentality. And before you give me that, what you talking about, Ron, look, let me explain. I'm not saying that you should never treat yourself to nice things. I firmly believe that there's a balance we have to find. However, treating yourself just because you deserve it should not be your only line of defense before making a purchase. So instead of conversing with your emotions, consider quantifying all of your purchases in terms of hours worked. For example, and let's just throw a number out there, let's say there's a new item you want that has a $500 price tag. Rather than swiping your credit card, which is an easy and painless action, try thinking about how many hours you would have to work based on how much you make in order to pay for a $500 item. See, sometimes just thinking about your purchases in a different way is all your brain needs to make the right decision. Number three, visualize your goals. People don't become financially independent on accident. People don't just stumble their way into healthy financial habits. What gets them there is vision. Regardless of how far out of reach your financial goals appear to be, visualizing them is a smart way to stay motivated. Something you may want to consider is creating a vision board and literally cutting out photos to hang on your wall, or you may choose to keep a digital one. Doing this forces you to spend less in a good way because in the back of your mind, you know that you have bigger goals that you're chasing. Remember, don't give up what you want most for what you want now. Number four, don't trust yourself. I caught your attention, didn't I? Here's what I mean by that. Trusting yourself in most areas in life is a good thing, and I'm all for that. But it can backfire when it comes to money. The reason for that is because we're human and sometimes we want what we want. And often that leads to spending and not saving. So consider taking the control out of your hands. And by that, I mean automating your finances as much as possible. Start by automating your savings. Every time you get paid, have your bank automatically transfer a portion of your paycheck to your savings accounts right away. Doing this is by far the easiest way to trick yourself into saving more because even when you're not thinking about saving, you're actively saving. If you want to take this a step further, set up automatic contributions to your retirement or investment accounts. Again, this tricks you into saving more before your emotions and impulse to buy kicks in. Number five, go on a plastic diet. Cash is your best friend when it comes to making an effort to save more and spend less. So put up your debit card and stop using credit cards when making in-store purchases. It's extremely easy to overspend when you use plastic, especially credit cards, because you don't feel the effects of spending money nowhere near as much as you do when you choose to use cash. In fact, researchers have found that physically handing over money and watching it disappear equates to feeling pain. Now, I can't say that I've ever felt pain per se, but I definitely felt something I didn't like. That's why I consider this a simple way to trick yourself into not only saving more, but making fewer impulse purchases. Number six, bank your bonuses. This trick involves rewiring your brain to think of extra money as exactly that. Every time you get a raise, a year-end bonus, or some sort of financial gift, let's say grandma cuts you a check for your birthday, put that money immediately into savings. If you've already been getting by on the money you've been earning, then you don't really need to spend this extra money. See, most people fall victim to lifestyle creep. Anytime they earn more or are gifted extra money, they spend extra money. Blow it all on once, or use it to increase their lifestyle a little bit. Buy a new car, or use it to get a bigger, more expensive apartment. You get the point. And sure, you may choose to enjoy some of it, but the bulk of it should head towards your savings the moment you receive it. Number seven, let yourself splurge intentionally. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw an asterisk on the end of that because I do understand that this might seem counterintuitive to everything I just mentioned. But as I stated earlier, I firmly believe that there's a balance we have to find. And one way to save more and spend less overall is to allow planned splurges that are done with intention. And by that, I mean determine ahead of time how much you want to spend and how often so things don't get out of control. The way my wife and I do this with our personal finances is by giving each other an allowance at the beginning of every month. We each have our own bank accounts that is separate from our main household account, and the money we allocate to allowance is the money that we can spend however we want, wherever we want. Doing this gives us permission to splurge with intention without it having a negative impact on our financial goals as a whole. Go ahead and give this a try by adding allowance as a line item on your budget, and then let me know how it works out for you. If you enjoyed this conversation and found value in it, comment below and let me know which part resonated the most with you. Keep growing, keep learning, and always stay true to you. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.